Hello friends. Welcome back to Ielts Bibliothek. Today we will look at vocabulary and their meanings. Please listen to them carefully and watch till the end. Since these are used in our day-to-day life at various scenarios, this will definitely improve your English language skill. Please subscribe to our channel. Like and share our videos with your friends. This will motivate us to create more content. This is the most awaited and requested video from our subscribers. Let's begin. Abide. To continue. Accumulated. To increase. Actualized. To turn into action or fact. Adverse. Unfavorable. Aggregate. Several smaller things. Alarmed. Warned. Allegations. It's a statement saying that someone has done something wrong. Altered. Changed. Amid. Surrounded by. Anticipation. Expectation. Apparent. Readily seen or open to view. Apprehension. Fear of future trouble. Arraignment. Act of bringing someone before a court. Aspersions. Depreciatory remarks or criticism. Assertion. Positive statement or declaration. Astonishing. Very surprising. Augur. To predict. Backlog. Hold in reserve. Barred. Prevented. Benevolence. Charitable gift. Bicameralism. Having two parts. Bipartisan. Involving the agreement or cooperation of two political parties that usually oppose each other's policies. Bluster. To be loud. Born. To suffer. Breached. The act of result of breaking. Brooked. To tolerate something. Cajoling. To persuade by promises. Capitulation. An agreement. Cautious. Acts very carefully in order to avoid possible danger. Chamber. Meeting hall of a legislative assembly. Cherry. Fairly cautious or careful. Chronological. Arranged in the order of time. Circumspect. Unwilling to take risks. Clemency. Mercy. Coercing. Compel by force. Cohorts. A companion or associate. Commendable. Praiseworthy. Complacent. Pleased or self-satisfied. Concession. Special right to someone. Concrete results. Definition and specific results. Confabulation. The act of talking informally. Confrontational. Arguments or dispute. Consensus. Majority of opinion or general agreement. Conscience. Moral or one's inner sense. Conspirator. A person who takes part in an evil or unlawful plan. Contend with. Deal with or struggle against. Contraction. A decrease in economic or industrial activity. Convention. Official agreement between two or more countries. Corporal. Physical. Covenant. Formal written agreement. Credence. Belief as to the truth of something. crippling, very serious or harmful, crucially, involving an extremely important decision, curiosity, desire to know about something, daunting, slightly afraid and worried, deceived, to be unfaithful to, decongest, to diminish or end the overcrowding, defend, maintain or uphold by argument, defunct, no longer existing or functioning, deliberation, long and careful consideration, demographic, related to the structure of population, deposition, formal written statement given by a witness, deregulation, the process of removing restrictions and regulations, detention, maintenance of a person in custody or in prison, devastating, very shocking or upsetting or terrible, dictatorship, the government ruled by the person who obtained power by force and is used unfairly and cruelly, diplomacy, skill in managing negotiations or handling people, discourse, formal discussion, disgruntled, dissatisfied or displeased, dispute, disagreement or argument, disrupt, destroy the structure of something, dissident, a person who opposes official policy, divisive, creating strong disagreement, downpour, heavy rain, edifying, enlightening, to help somebody's moral improvement, embarked, started, embitter, to make a person bitter, emphasize, to make something important or stress it, enact, to make, law, endorsing, support or approve, enhanced, to raise the value of, enshrined, protected or enclosed, envisage, think fully or deeply about, ethos, fundamental character or spirit of a culture, evolve, develop gradually, exigency, an urgent need, exploitation, use or utilizing for profit, extradited, to give up to another nation at its request, faction, organized group of people within a larger group, ferry, a boat or ship for conveying passengers and goods, especially over a relatively short distance and as a regular service, fillip, strike smartly, flanks, the side of anything, flourishing, developing rapidly and successfully, fora, group in which people exchange their ideas, foregone, having gone before, previous or past, forthright, direct and outspoken, fragile, easily broken or damaged, fray, fight or war, frenzy, uncontrolled excitement or wild behavior, fugitive, someone who is running away or hiding from police, gamut, the entire range, grappling, struggling, grievous crime, very serious crime, causing great sorrow, harmonizes, to bring into an agreement, headway, Progress in a forward direction. Heed. Pay attention to. Heralding. Announcing important news. Holistic. Universal or common to all. Importunate. Annoying. Immense. Extremely large. Impending. About to happen. In a bid. In an attempt. Inclination. One's own preference. Indeed. In fact. In truth. Inevitably. Unavoidably, impossible to avoid or prevent. Inflationary. Reflective of. Instance. Particular time or case. Insurmountable. Incapable of being surmounted or overcome. Intensity. High concentration. Intertwined. To become very closely involved with each other. Intolerance. Unwillingness to accept views or beliefs. Invincibility. Incapable of being defeated. Irony of. Odd or contrast. Kickstart. Action that will start quickly. Languish. Forced to remain in an unpleasant place, prison. Lapse. Slip. Lauded. To praise. Legislation. Laws passed by a government. Legitimate. Logically correct or valid. Liberal. Giving in large quantities. Looting. Stealing or anything taken by dishonesty. Mandate. Authority to carry it out as a result of winning an election. Mentor. A wise counselor or loyal advisor. Milieu. Surroundings. Miscreants. Someone who has done something illegal or behaved badly. Momentary. A very short time. Negotiate. Deal with. Non-combatant. A person who is not directly involved in battle. Oblique. Not expressed directly or openly. Offset. Compensate. Onus. Something that is one's duty or responsibility. Optimism. Feeling of being hopeful about the future or about the success of something in particular. Ought to. Ought to is used for the statement which is moral and logical. Outrage. Strong reaction of anger. Overlook. Fail to notice. Pace of. Speed at which it happens or done. Panic. Sudden uncontrollable fear or anxiety. Pardon. Forgiveness of an offense. Pelf. Money or wealth. When gained in dishonest or dishonorable way. Perhaps. Maybe. Possibly. Persecution. Harassment. Personnel. Group of people who work for it. Phenomenon. A remarkable development. Pivoting. Anything on which something depends vitally. Pleaded. To appeal. Plots. A secret plan to accomplish unlawful action. Posed. Present or constitute, a problem or danger. Precisely. Accurately and exactly. Prevailing. Exist everywhere. Prima facie. Based on the first impression. accepted as correct until proved otherwise. Probe. Question closely or examine thoroughly. Propaganda. Information or rumors that spread widely to help or harm a person or nation. Prosperous. Bringing wealth and success. Provisions. Providing or supplying. Pulled down. Completely destroy a building, especially in order to use the land for something else. Racist. A person who believes that a particular race is superior to another. Ratchet up. Increased by fixed amount and seems unlikely to decrease again. Rebels. People who are fighting against their own country's army. Reckless. Careless. Redemption. The action of saving or being saved from sin. Refrain. To stop yourself from doing something. Regime. Government in power. Rehabilitation. To teach, a criminal in prison, to live a normal and productive life. Reiteration. To say or do again repeatedly. Reluctance. Unwillingness. Reorienting. Over again or once more. Resonance. Special meaning or particularly important. Restorative. Something that restores. Resurgence. Tending to rise again. Reverted. Return or go back. Revoked. Officially cancelled. Rival. Compete. Robust. Strong and effective. Room for improvement. A possibility or hope that someone or something will improve. Rumor-monger. A person who spreads rumors. Safeguard. A measure taken to protect something. Scenario. A description of possible actions or events in the future. Scrutiny. Investigation or close and searching look. Secularism. Involving in civil affairs beyond religion. Seldom. Rarely or occasionally. Setbacks. Defeat. Shoddy. Poor quality or careless. Sidestepping. Avoid discussing about an issue. Sizable. Fairly large. Slew. Large number of. Sober. Dull. Sovereignty. Free from external control. Springboard. Something that supplies the condition for a beginning. Spurt. Move with a sudden speed. Stagnation. To make something stand without moving. Stalled. Temporarily stopped process. Stern. Strict. Stir. To cause trouble intentionally between other people, especially by telling false or secret information. Stranded. Prevented from leaving a place. Strident. Presenting a controversial point in very forceful way. Subsidiary. A company controlled by a holding company. Substantive. Most important and central aspects. Supplementary. Things that are added to something in order to improve it. Suspicion. Act of suspecting. Sway. A rhythmical movement from side to side. Tackle. To deal with or to handle. Tactical voting. The act of voting for a political party or person that you would not usually support in order to prevent another party or person from winning. Tempted. Attracted. Testament. Evidence or confirmation. Thought out. To think about until a conclusion is reached. Toothless tiger or aging tiger. Something that appears powerful but is very weak. Torrential. Violent or extraordinarily large in quantity. Transition. The process of changing from one state or condition to another. Tremendously. Great in size. Triumph. Great success. Turmoil. Disturbance or confusion. Tyrant. Who treats the people in a cruel and unfair way. Unclogging. Free of an obstruction. Undiminished. Not reduced. Unleashes. Releases. Unprecedented. Never done or known before. Untapped. Something that has not yet been used. Uplift. To make someone happy or hopeful. Vagary. An unexpected change in a situation. Veracity. Truthfulness. Veto. Veto power is used to stop or reject bills passed by the legislature. Violate. To break or act against something. Vulnerable. Weak and without protection or open to attack. Watchword. A word or phrase expressing a person's or group's core aim or belief. Whimsical. Unpredictable. Woefully. Unhappily. Xenophobic. Showing a dislike against people from other countries or areas, similar to caste feeling. Abject. Lowering the pride or self-respect of a person. Acclimatist. One became used to new environment or situation. Accused. Blamed. Adequately. Sufficiently. Aggression. Attacking behavior or offensive action. Alarming. Worrying or disturbing. Allegations. Statement made with little or no proof. Amber signal. Public message. Anemic. Lacking power or weak. Anxiety. Feeling of nervousness or worry. Appeals. Request for aid or support. Apprehensions. Worry about the future. Articulate. To express everything clearly. Aspirational. Strong desire or ambition. Assertion. A statement that you strongly believe is true. Astute. Clever. Aura. Feeling or sensation of a person. Backed. Supported. Bad blood. Unfriendly relations. Barring. Accepting. Benign. Kind. Bid. Attempt to obtain it. Bloc. Group of nations that share common interests. Boasts. Speak with excessive pride. Bound. Determined. Breaches. Result of breaking. Bulwark. A wall of protection. Caliphate. Government lead by Islamic leader. Carpooling. Driving car for various purpose. Catalyst. An event that causes great change. Cave in. To cause to fall in or surrender. Championed. First among all competitors. Chastening. Regretting. Churlish. Difficult to work with or deal with. Citing. Mentioning. Clogging. Block or obstruct. Coercion. Act of inducing someone. Collaborative. Combined action. Communal. Related to the members of a group or community. Compliance. Cooperation or act of confirming. Conciliatory. Tending to agree or willing to end disagreement. Concurrence. Agreement of cooperation. Confinement. Being held and can't move freely. Confrontationist. Person who comes in front of opposition in an aggressive manner. Consequences. The effects. Consistent. Compatible. Conspirator. A person who takes part in an evil or unlawful plan. Contend with. Deal with. Contradiction. The act of going against. Convention. Official agreement between countries. Coterminous. Having the same border or covering the same area. Covered. Secret. Credible. Able to be believed. Crippling. To disable or to cause someone to become unable to walk or move properly. Crux. Most important part which affects everything else or basic. Cursory. Going rapidly over something without noticing details. Deadlock. A state in which progress is impossible. Decisive. Having the ability to make decisions quickly and effectively. Deem. Hold as an opinion. Defendants. Person against claim is brought in a court. Defy. Refuse to obey. Deliberation. The process of carefully considering what to do. Denied. Refused. Depravity. Dishonest or immoral behavior. Desalting. Removing of sediments. Detention. A punishment in which a person must stay at somewhere, holding by the police. Devise. To plan or elaborate. Diktat. An order that must be obeyed. Diplomacy. Skill in managing negotiations. Discredit. To damage the reputation of someone. Dismal. Causing a mood of depression. Disquiet. A feeling of worry or unease, to make upset. Disruptions. Something which is prevented from continuing. Divergent. Different. Divisive. Intended to make people angry with each other. Dwell. Stay as a permanent. Egalitarianism. Belief in the equality of all people. Embroiled. Bring into a state of confusion. Emphasis. Special or extra importance. Emphatic. Clearly or boldly outlined. Enacting. To make into an act. Enduring. Lasting or permanent. Enhancing. To raise the value of. Ensuring. To make sure. Erosion. The process of destruction. Evacuate. Send them to a safe place. Exclusionary. Excludes a particular person or group. Expediting. To speed up the progress. Exposed. Left without protection. Extradited. To give up another state or nation at its request. Fallout. Unpleasant consequences that follow it. Fertility. The ability to produce children. Fillip. A tap or strike smartly. Fled. Escaped. Flurry. Short intense period. Foray. A quick sudden attack. Forge. To form or make. Especially by concentrated effort. Fostered. Promoted the growth. Frantic. Wild with fear or pain. Freak. Sudden. Fringe. The outer or less important part of an area. Further afield. Away from or far and wide. Gaze. A steady intent look. Grasp. Understand. Grim. Depression or difficult to accept. Harness. Control and make use of. Heaped. Filled or covered with. Hefty. Large in amount. Hierarchies. Any system of person or things ranked one above another. Hotheads. One who acts too quickly without thinking or short. Immense. Huge or very great. Implicated. Involved in the harmful action. Inadequacies. Not good enough. Iconography. Symbolic representation. Indictment. Serious criticism. Inexpedient. Not suitable. Informants. A person who gives information. Instance. An example. Integral part. Essential part. Intent. Purpose. Intervene. Involve. Intricate. Having many interrelated parts. Inviolability. Prohibiting violation. Irrational. Without natural reason. Juvenile. Young person, teenager. Kid gloves. To treat with extreme tact or gentleness. Languished. Suffered in unpleasant situation. Lapses. Temporary lack. Leap. Important change. Legislator. A person who makes law. Lenient. Not as strict as expected. Liberalization. Giving more freedom. Maim. To injure people so badly that part of their body is permanently damaged. Mandate. Give someone authority to act in a certain way. Mercurial. Very fast. Militate. Influential effect. Misgivings. Feeling of trust or distrust. Moribund. Dead or at the point of death. Negotiated agreements. Agreements obtained by discussions. Non-discrimination. Treating people with no difference. Obscenity. Very offensive, which shocks people. Offspring. Children. Onus. Responsibility or difficult task. Optimistic. Hopeful. Outburst. A sudden strong expression of emotion. Outrage. Intense feeling of anger and shock. Overtly. Openly. Pacifist. Someone who believes that violence is wrong and refuses to take part in wars. Paradigm. An example serving as a model. Partisan. Person who strongly supports a particular cause without thinking carefully about the matter. Penalist. Subject to penalty. Perilously. Very dangerous. Persist. To continue in an opinion in spite of difficulty or opposition. Pervasive. Spread throughout. Phobia. Irrational fear or hatred something. Placated. Satisfied. Pledges. Promises. Ploy. A planned movement to gain advantage. Premises. Campus. Prevailing. Having great influence. Privilege. A special right. Probed. Searched into or examined thoroughly. Propel. To push something forwards. Protesters. People who express their objection. Provocative. Causing anger. Pursued. To continue or to follow. Radical. Fundamental or root or origin. Rationale. Statement of reasons. Rebuffed. Refused or denied or abrupt rejection. Reckoner. A handbook of tables used for easy calculations. Redundant. Unnecessary. Refrain. Keep from doing. Rejuvenate. Make something look or feel better. Rely. Depend confidently or put trust in. Repeal. Withdraw. Restraint. Control. Retribution. The act of taking revenge. Revolting. Unpleasant or nasty. Rival. A person competing with another for the same objective. Rouge. Dishonest. Rumor-mongering. People who are spreading rumors. Sagacity. Quality of being intelligent and has the ability to make good decision. Scenario. Imagined events. Scrutiny. Investigation or close and searching look. Self-restraint. Self-control. Short shrift. Careless treatment. Significant. Considerable or important. Sizable. Fairly large. Slump. Fall heavily or to decrease. Soft loan. Loan with a very low interest rate. Squarely. Directly. Stance. Attitude. Stifle. Prevent or withhold. Stirred. Made to think about it. Strategic. Most important or general aspects. Striking. Noticeable. Substantive. Real or actual. Supremacists. A person who believes in the supremacy of a particular group. Sustain. Hold or keep going. Swayed. Influenced. Tackle. To handle or deal with. Tactless. One's action is likely to offend other people. Tenable. Based on evidence. Testify. Give evidence. To elude. To escape. To pave the way for. To prepare for and to facilitate the entrance of. Touchdown. Landing of an aircraft. Transparent. Easily understood or recognized. Trifled. To deal lightly. Triumphalism. An attitude or feeling of victory. Turmoil. Disturbance or confusion. Ubiquitous. Existing or being everywhere. Undermined. Attacked by secret means. Undefeating. Unpleasant and causing people to feel no respect. Unlikely. Not going to happen. Unreformed. Not changed or improved. Uptick. Rise or improvement. Veering. Changing in direction. Viable. Workable. Vocation. Particular occupation or business. Water under the bridge. Refer to events that are in the past. Whip up. To prepare. Woefully. Unhappy or very sad. Zeal. Great enthusiasm or eager. Abrupt. Sudden or unexpected. Accomplice. A person who knowingly helps another in a crime. Acknowledges. Admit to be real and true. Adherence. Steady devotion or support. Affirmed. To confirm. Agitation. Act of moving into violent. Albeit. Although or even if. Alleged. Suspected or doubtful. Ambit. Boundary or limit. Anecdote. A small incident. Apolitical. Not involved in political. Appetite. A strong desire or liking for something. APT. APT. Appropriate or suitable. Articulate. Able to express thoughts and feelings easily and clearly or free movement. Assertiveness. The quality of being confident and not frightened to say what you believe. Asylum. Refugee, government's permission to stay in their country. Backers. Person who supports a cause. Baffled. Confused. Battered. Affected by very bad weather. Benign. Showing gentleness or favorable. Bloc. A group of countries that have similar political aims and interest and that acts together over some issues. Bogey. Anything that frightens. Bout. A short period of strong activity, feeling. Brewing. Starting to develop. Bump. Raise or promote. Camaraderie. Feeling of trust among the group of people. Carve out. To make or create. Ceasefire. A temporary suspension of fighting. Chaos. Confused state. Cherubic. Having the innocence of a young child. Churn. Shaking, in a confused state. Citing. Referring or quoting. Coercive. To control. Colossal. Extraordinarily large in size. Commuters. Person's journey between home and work. Complicit. Involved in illegal act. Conciliatory. Approach in a compatible way in order to win or gain. Concurrently. Occurring simultaneously. Confronted. Came in front of. Consequent. Following or progressing logically. Consolidation. Strengthening. Containment. The action of keeping something harmful under control. Contention. Idea or opinion expressing in an argument. Contrarian. A person who opposes or rejects people's opinion. Coterminous. Having the same scope or duration. Covertly. Secretly. Credible. Trustworthy. Crisis. A difficult or dangerous time. Cumbersome. Difficult. Cynicism. It is the belief that people always act selfishly. Debar. To shut out or exclude from a place. Decisive. Particular result. De facto. In fact or whether by right or not. Defiance. A challenging attitude or behavior. Deliberate. Slow and even. Delight. High degree of pleasure or enjoyment. Denies. Refuses to agree. Depriving. To remove from the possession of. Descendants. Deriving general character from ancestors. Deteriorating. Become worse. Devised. To form or design a plan. Dilute. Reduce strength. Discriminated. To treat somebody in a different way, worst, because of their sex or caste etc. Dispatching. Send off as a messenger. Dissemination. To spread something. Divergent. Different. Dogmatic. Refuse to consider others' opinion. Earnestly. Serious in intention or purpose. Elite. The best of anything. Emphasis. Great stress or importance. Encroachment. Something that becomes stronger and begins to restrict the power of the other. Enforce. To make something happen with force, laws and rules. Enlightened. Sensible and modern attitude. Enticing. Persuade one to do that thing. Erosion. The process destruction. Evaporate. Gradually becomes weaker and eventually disappears completely. Execution. The process of performing a judgment or sentence of a court, mostly death sentence. Expended. To use or spend, something. Extradition. Formal request by one government to another government for its citizens in case of jurisdiction. Fallouts. Results. Effects. Fated. Welcomed. Firmer. Not likely to change. fleeting, run away from danger, flutter, a condition of nervous excitement, foray, a sudden short attack, formative, the time when something was formed, fostering, being up or raise, fraternity, friendship and mutual support within a group, free rein, giving lot of freedom to do what they want, from scratch, from nothing or without resources, fuss over, paying lot of attention, goodwill, friendly attitude or kindness, grievance, a complaint, guarded, protected, haste, hurry, hegemony, leadership, hit, something, hard. If a situation hits you hard, it makes you so upset that you have difficulty dealing with it. Hurdles, problems or difficulty. Illiberal, narrow-minded or who do not giving much freedom or choice of action to people. Imminent, likely to occur at any moment. Inadvertently, unintentional or not attentive. Inconsistent, lacking agreement. Indisputable, unquestionable, inexplicable, incapable of being explained. Infuse, to fill. Innate, natural. Insurgency, a situation when a group of people attempt to take control of their country by force. Integrity, the state of being whole and undivided. Intent, eager and determined. Intervention, the act of coming between the groups. Introspect, examine one's own thoughts or feelings. Invocation, the act of calling upon a spirit. Isolated, kept apart from others. Laconic, expressing much in few words. Lapping up, receiving enthusiastically. Last-ditch effort, an effort or attempt that is made at the end of a series of failures to solve a problem, and is not expected to succeed. Leeway, it is the freedom to someone to take that action they want. Lethal, dangerous. Liberalist, giving more freedom. Maim, to injure people so badly. Manifested, evident or obvious. Mere, nothing more nor better than. Minefield, area with hidden dangers or problems. Mitigate, to make it less serious. Mounting, organizing and supporting. Negotiation, mutual discussion and agreement. Non-proliferation, limiting of the production and spread of nuclear or chemical weapons. Obsession, idea or domination of one's thought. Of late, recently. Oratory skills, public speaking skills. Outplay, playing much better than other team. Overtly, openly. Pact, an agreement. Paralysis, unable to act or function properly. Perceive, to come to an opinion about something. Permissible, permitted or allowed. persistent, constantly repeated, perverse, contrary, piling, assemblage of things lying one upon the other, plains dweller, people who lives in plains, pledges, serious promises, plunder, robbery of goods or valuables, posh, luxurious or upper class, prenatal, before birth, prevails, exist everywhere, privilege, special right or advantage, prohibiting, preventing, propensity, natural tendency to behave in a certain way, protocol, treaty or agreement, proximity, nearness in place, rampant, very common and increasing in an uncontrolled way, reaffirming, to state positively or maintain as true, receded, moved away or drained, reckon with, deal with or include in consideration, reels under, suffers because of, refuse, trash or unwanted things, regretted, feeling sad for their own action, rehabilitation, to teach, a criminal in prison, to live a normal and productive life, relentless, unyieldingly severe or harsh, remission, the cancellation of a penalty, repercussions, unpleasant result, resonate, to create resound, retrograde, directed or moving backwards, revive, to bring back, revolutionist, bring great changes, ridicule, make fun of, rogatory, pertaining to asking or requesting, rouse, to bring out of a state of unconsciousness, rupture, a break in friendly relations, sagging, sinking, decreasing to lower level, seal, block, sedition, any action against government, speech, writing, behavior, serpentine, curving and winding in shape, shedding, to leave something, shortcomings, weakness or deficiency in conduct, silt, mud or sand which is carried along by a river, skewed, to turn aside, smugglers, person who import or export goods secretly without the payment of legal duty, solidarity, unity, spectators, member of an audience, stakes, risks, stark, harsh and unpleasant, statute, rule or law which has been made by a government, stillness, quiet or the absence of motion, stirring, something makes people very excited and enthusiastic, subtle, small but important, surge, sudden increase, sustainability, ability to support, swift, quick action, tactfully, skillfully dealing any situations, taint, trace of something bad or trace of dishonor, tendency, worrying or unpleasant action. To pursue. To continue. Trajectory. Series of action that it follows over time. Traverses. To pass through. Trigger. To cause. Trumpeting. Announcing loudly or widely. Turnout. The number of people attending or taking part in an event. Unbecoming. Shocking and unsuitable. Undermines. Making weaken or less strong or less secure. Unequivocal. Absolute or clear. Unnerving. Making uncomfortable or worried. Unregenerate. Sinful or very bad. Unveil. Uncover, to remove a covering like a curtain from a new structure at a ceremony. Unsavory. Unpleasant. Vigil. Remain somewhere quietly for a period of time. Volatile. Sudden change. Vulnerable. Weak and without protection. Web of. Complicated pattern of. Whittled. Reduce the amount of. Woes. Great sadness. Zest. Great enthusiasm and energy. Thank you for watching.